Just a quick one before we dive in. I've just opened up 2 brand new ways to work with me. If you're an established beauty professional who's ready to increase your revenue, either in your clinic or by moving into the online mentoring and educational space, you can join me for a 2-month container where we build and validate your first online offer or your next big move. Or if you're ready to go all in, there is a 7-month private mentorship where we build, launch and scale your new revenue stream together. If you're not sure which one's right for you, I'm offering a handful of free business clarity calls, quick and powerful to map out your fastest path and to see which container fits best. Just DM me the word revenue on Instagram or check the link in the show notes and email me. Let's get into the episode. Welcome to the Beauty Build podcast with me, Zara King. As a coach for beauty pros, it is my mission to help you earn more, work less, and create an unstoppable mindset. This is the show where we explore all of that. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your beauty business, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and join us on the journey. And for more, get yourself inside my private community, The Beauty Build on Facebook. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode. I'm joined today by the lovely Layla Tourh from Beauty Boss HQ and Beauty Boss Business Academy. She is absolutely phenomenal. And if you're looking to diversify your business and just grow in the beauty industry, this episode is definitely 100% for you. She has literally done it all and she shared so many amazing pieces of advice in this episode. I just know that you're going to love it. So, Layla, could you do us a little bit of a favour and let us know who you are, where you're from and how you got into this gorgeous industry?
Yeah, of course. So hi, everybody. My name is Layla Tourh. I'm also known as Beauty Boss. And I've been in the beauty industry now for 23 amazing years and have worn many hats along that journey, let me tell you.
Wow. So where did it all begin? And let me know kind of what parts of the industry you've been through, maybe.
Yeah, okay. So I was a teenager. So I was straight out of beauty school and, young, naive, thinking I could do it all on my own. And it was within 4 months of being qualified that I saw a really old rundown shop. And I thought, I'm just ready. And I booked a viewing to go and look at the premises, took my mum and dad because I was a teenager. I was just 19 and it's like, I can do this. And my mum tried to talk me out of it. She was like, Layla, can't you just rent a space like everybody else? Can't you just go and get a job in a salon like everybody else? You've only been qualified 5 minutes. But my dad was a bit more, yeah, let's do this. So I went and I got the shop, which was actually a shop and a flat at the back. It was called Shop and Park Premises. So it's pretty big. And I went and opened salon number 7 on a very popular road here in Bournemouth. And I called it Layla's because that's my name. And I had my logo as an Arabic symbol because I'm half Arabic. And that kind of really helped with my first branding, if you like, as a salon owner. I did all the things like we all do. We say yes to everything. We do everything. We have all the clients. But I started to very quickly get a reputation for my waxing skills, actually, above everything. Speed, but without missing any hairs seemed to be my gift with everything. So I really leaned into that. I employed again within 4 months of having the salon. So I employed very quick because we were very busy very quickly. I think a big part is because we were the largest salon out of the 7. And I think because it was already an established area of lots of salons, and back then it was all, pink and white. There was no gel polish. It was all freehand. Remember those days?
Yeah.
We had to work really hard. And so it was already known as the area of salons. So a lot of people probably had come from others to check us out. And the story just went on and on and on from there, really. I used to sit at the nail desk. I then brought in a spray tanning unit when spray tanning hit the market in the UK. And we were definitely the salon that did everything. We were open 7 days a week. And basically all the things that I now teach and mentor to not do. Yeah. Don't do that.
We learn from ourselves, don't we? We learn from all of that experience.
Definitely.
Wow, that's incredible. So you've opened that at 19.
Yeah.
And then what happened since? What's going on with that salon now?
Well, funnily enough, in the nail section of my business, I had 3 nail desks, and I was a CND nail salon. And I started to notice that my local CND nail supplier was getting, less and less stock, gaps everywhere, all over her shelves. And I drove down there one day, which was quite a drive. It was 40 minutes away from the premises, but I was very loyal to the brand. I didn't want any other brands. And again, back then we didn't have all the choices that we've got now, so there was only a very few amount of very good nail products and brands. So I pulled up and I walked into her, wholesalers, and it was like they closed down. And her son was there, and he basically said, we're literally shutting in days. And I was like, what is going on? Because this is one of the biggest nail brands in the world at CND. What is going on? So I emailed them. I just got hold of their email. You know what it's like on Google. You just dig. And I basically sent them an email, and I just said, what's going on? I'm here in the UK. I've been using your products for years. They're amazing. Is there any opportunity to basically jump into the hole that's been left in the Southwest? And they replied. And fast forward all of the back and forth, they flew from London, I think they were flying from London. They were flying into London anyway. And we got our diaries together. I met them. And then the next thing you know, I am put on a CND boot camp, which was the name of their teacher training. I think it was like about 5 days. I was sent to Sweden. And I would learn everything about the brand, and I became an educator for them. And that then stepped me into the role as an educator. But that didn't happen straight away, I have to say. That was about 7 or 8 years into the salon. So I actually sold my salon at 10 years, because by that point I was fully fledged educating in a whole separate premises, which is my training academy.
I see. This is what I wanted to get onto, because my next question was going to be, you went on to train, you also went on to distribute as well, for a brand. I didn't know about CND. So, can you tell me a little bit more about that and how it moved forward then?
Yeah, of course. So of course, like any academy and any educator out there, we need the products to do our job. And our students need the products to practice and to take home. And then for them to then become qualified professionals, they need the goods to do the job, And so it was very quick, that conversation of being an educator to actually, Layla, do you want to take the contract for the whole of the Southwest and become our distributor? And I was like, yeah. And this was actually literally about a year before CND had launched CND shellac, which, as we know, was the industry's invention of gel polish.
Yeah.
In fact, as they were going through their trials, I was sent. Did you ever use CND in your salon?
No, I didn't.
No. That's okay. So I was just going to say, I was sent, they were still in trials, and I was sent a very, very popular dark red. Anyone who's ever used CND will know Red Baroness. It is like iconic. And I was walking around with this like magic potion on my nails. It's like, what the actual? We are painting our nails, putting it into a lamp, and we haven't got to wait for it to dry. It doesn't chip. There's no smudges. What is this? What is this secret sauce? So it was really, really exciting times, But that is when I then started my journey as a distributor.
Okay, cool. So you carried on doing that, and then you actually started your own product line. Is that right?
Yeah. So it didn't take me too long to notice that, and still very much the statistics of today, which is the majority of the beauty industry here in the UK are mobile. And so it is today, and it was back then. So it didn't take me long to really notice a gap in the market, that the majority of my customers that were mobile nail technicians were also mobile spray tanning technicians. Or the spray tanning market had kind of appeared here in the UK. And it was the most obvious thing for them to continue to make more money as they were going into people's houses, popping up a spray tan tent, taking 10 minutes to spray somebody a full body application and take £25 to £30 for it. Versus being sat at the nail desk for an hour and a half for the same money,
So you made tanning products?
Yes, I took 3 years to formulate. With a chemist in America. And what I've learned over the years is that there's different countries in the world or different markets in the world that are the best at different things. So we know a lot of our skincare range, like I'm talking advanced skincare products, a lot of that stuff is made in Korea. Our metal implements, our metal tools, whether it's the nail tech or the beauty salon or the hairdresser, they all come from Pakistan, the best steel in the world. They are made in Pakistan. And then when it comes to the tanning market, it's the USA. So I started my work, like I say, it took a while, it took 3 years, because I had a specific dream in mind and they weren't quite getting it. I mean, why would they? And that took a little, bit of time. And then I was selling my tan to the same customer. And I literally had this business overnight. I say overnight, it was 3 years to formulate. But once I launched it, I had a ready-made customer database because they were all coming in to buy their nail goods.
Yeah, that was me. Mobile, nail tech, tan. I did tan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I loved
it. There you go.
The only thing I didn't love about it was the hourly traveling around so much and just everything being tapped on at the end, like being really late home and things like that. But that sounds like a very decent business model. I love learning from you so far. So, okay, there must have been some sort of bigger challenges that came along with that period then. So what would you say they were?
Oh, definitely. Okay, so the challenges were, well, the challenge with the spray tan was that there was already a few brands in the UK. The biggest at the time that launched in the UK was Saint-Tropez. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone was wearing Saint-Tropez. We didn't even care the fact that we walked around smelling like hot biscuits. We just looked good. So there was Saint-Tropez, there was Sienna X, there was a few.
Yeah.
But what I'd noticed with their product is that it was so fine, almost like a mist, that it would stay in the air and linger forever. And so I wanted to formulate a product that was dense, so dense that it would drop to the floor. And this was where my challenges started. Every time the chemist would send me back some tanning solution to put through a HVLP machine, so a spray tan gun, I'd be like, okay, send me another one a bit thicker. Okay, send me another one a bit thicker. And at one point they were like, no, we can't, Layla, because it will just completely destroy the composition of the formula. So I got to a stage where I was happy with the density of the tan, and I launched exposed spray tan onto the market as a tan that dropped straight to the floor. So from a marketing perspective, it was like no more overspray, less wastage, because obviously product wastage is loss of money because you've bought the product. It really helped salons with the clean down and the wipe down, because it wasn't like landing everywhere. It was really dropping straight to the floor for a quicker clean. And this was totally found out really first, kind of by accident through the trials. The fact that the spray tan was so much more dense, it didn't feel so cold. So again, and this was totally by accident through the trials of, I was spraying my friends, I was spraying like random places on my legs underneath my jeans, so it was patchy and horrible. But it was like, this tan isn't even as cold as the others that we're used to. And it's because the density, it was landing, as opposed to, it's a little bit like if you get some water and you flick, it's like, oh God, that's it shocks the system, it shocks the sensories of the skin, Versus if I was to get a cup of water and chuck it on you, it's not as cold.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of concept. So that was a challenge through the trials of creating the product. But I had a bit of a much more dark side to the challenge and to the issue, which was, here I am selling CND and CND shellac. At that time was the world's biggest invention, the first gel polish, and we were selling in huge numbers, as you can imagine. And my numbers started to slowly decline. And I truly believe that was only happening because it was no longer new, and there were some other brands out there. I think about a month after CND had launched, Gelish hit the market, and then there was another one and another one. And before you know it, I mean, look at us now, there is literally thousands. Thousands. But I'm with my CND partner, who's based in America, and I say partner, they were my suppliers. And one of the comments he made was, Layla, are you starting to lose focus with CND because you're growing your own brand? I said, well, no. And there really is no conflict of interest. I've been through my contract. I've had my solicitors go through my contract. Yours is a nail range and mine is a tanning range. You know, the next thing that came through was, well, actually, we've had your tan and we've tried it. And actually, we're very impressed with it and we like it and we would like to buy it off you. So I got offered $250,000 first. And I thought, that's a lot of money. I need to have a meeting about this. So I took my big brother, my eldest brother, one of 11, by the way.
Sorry?
Yeah. Same mum, same dad, 8 boys, 3 girls.
Are you? Wow. That must have been very fun at holiday times and birthdays.
Oh my God, it was the best. Like, it really was the best. Christmas is even now is the best. We go on holidays every year, just us siblings once a year. It's the best. Like, we are literally each other's best friends. It's the best. Oh, but my big brother, who is like the godfather of the family, let's say, I needed him to come with me. I needed him to come with me to this meeting in London to talk about the brand, to talk about the potential sale of the brand, and to talk about the numbers. You know, I've never dealt with something like this before. I was a young businesswoman and I'm like, oh my God, they really like it. And, you know, again, this is the biggest nail brand in the world. What are they going to do with the tan if I sell it to them? Blah, blah, blah. So we go and have this meeting in London at a hotel and it's very Dragon's Den. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's like 3 people and then the 2 of us. It was very Dragon's Den. And after the meeting, I basically followed up. I won't go into the meeting stuff, but after the meeting, I followed up with an email and I just said, thank you so much, but no, thank you. And they very quickly replied to the email offering even more money. And even actually when we left the meeting and we went into the lift, my brother went, oh my God, they are dying to get hold of your tanning range. And I was like, I know, right? Like, what the hell is going on? But I didn't sell it to them. I just thought, you know, if I did and I got that big lump of sum of money, of course it's life-changing. Of course it is. But I can see what they can see too. And I can see long vision and I have other plans. And the way it was explained to me the second time round when I said no, it was kind of packaged a little bit differently. Like, you can, you know, we'll buy it off you. Then you can sell it in your C&D Academy. So you'll still make money off it that way through a wholesaler route. We'll make you the brand ambassador for the, you know, head of education, so it can be taught the way you want it to be taught. So we'll pay you a consultancy fee type of thing for that as well. So it was kind of sold and pitched to me the second time round, like the gift that kept on giving. And I still said no. And it must have been about 2 months later, I had a terminated contract on my doorstep from C&D.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And that ended that relationship.
Exactly. And that's that. That's okay. So are you still selling your own tan products now?
Oh yeah, internationally.
Yeah. I thought you were.
Absolutely. And I went on to I got the bug then, Zara. I got the bug.
Yeah.
And I started flying over to different markets and different countries and learning. And then I launched Lash Envy Lashes.
Hey.
And Lash Envy Lashes range or brand is Lash Envy Lift, Lash Envy Lash Extensions, and then its sister brand that went into Brow Envy.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Literally done it all.
And I have to think, like, if I had said yes to the, you know, to the sum of, you know, to the tune of 250 grand to start with, and then it was more, like I say, I went on to be more, who knows what I'd be doing now? Like, obviously life would have been very different. Would it be better? I don't think so. I really don't. So, yeah.
I think everything happens and pans out for the right reasons, doesn't it? I think it goes to show it's all worked out for the best.
Oh, it was literally the best no of my life.
Yeah. It's so important to know when to say no. And what would you say was the deciding factor for you?
I've really got such strong self-belief and confidence in what I can bring to the market and to other people's lives and to my lifestyle. And it starts with my lifestyle. And I'm really upfront about that. In fact, in the pandemic, I was living in Marbella. And I popped up BeautyBoss and the Beauty Business Academy and the whole thing around BeautyBoss from my lounge in Spain, because I couldn't get back here to see my family and my staff. And, you know, I was over there in my home there. And from my lounge, I just created BeautyBoss through a pop-up Facebook group. And I delivered something for free called Lockdown with Layla.
Okay.
And one of the things in there was to say no. It would actually go out of your way and find people to say no to, like get practice, train that muscle in your brain, get good at saying no, whether it's to clients, whether it's to family members, whether it's to treatments on your menu that you just don't want to do anymore. You don't enjoy it. You're not making money out of it. Why is it still there? Cut the dead word. Say bloody no, for God's sake. Because the idea is when you're saying no to others, you're saying yes to you.
Yeah.
And I actually turned that into some training by total accident, because I've done that my whole life. So it wasn't something I had to sit and craft. It just was falling out. And the amount of awakenings people had through that free lockdown with Layla program, just through growing through no, was really something.
I love that. I think we're going to get onto some other bits about that in a minute, I think. But what I wanted to ask you was the fact that we're super like-minded people when it comes to helping women in the industry or anyone in the industry earning more money. And so for the listeners that we have here, there are loads of different backgrounds, but mainly they're all running a beauty business, either mobile or renting a space, or because I help self-employed. So I just wanted to ask you what you think is the key to building a profitable beauty business on the service side of things.
Okay, so there's only so much that we can do. And I think, and I've been guilty of it, you might have been guilty of it, and possibly anyone who listens to this podcast or YouTube that has also been guilty of thinking they're the best in their business, of doing this, that over there that needs doing. And we've got to accept that we can't be the best at everything. And it's okay to bring in others into your business. And if they're better at you, even better. It's a bit like now with my team I've got at BeautyBoss HQ. There's some things that, they do on the daily. I could never do those things. But you know what? I don't want to learn either. It's the ultimate leverage. It's the ultimate leverage to, really use the people around you that you're bringing into your business. When I say use, that's doesn't sound like a very nice word, but what I mean is if you're going to bring people into, build teams, employ staff, that's what they're there for. They're there to drive your business to be as profitable as possible. Right? And then everyone wins, everyone grows.
They do. And that's it. Everyone that I come across and I talk to about hiring help and things like that, and you start off small, it's like they get a bit worried that that's just going to cost their business money. But it's like this person is an asset to your business. They're supposed to make your business more money, because they know what they're doing, and it frees up your time to do something else.
It's also understanding the difference in our brains between investing and what's an expense. So investing in the next skincare range that you've just, had your eyes on at a trade show, or an email's come through with a little price tag that's quite good and attractive, versus, there's so many things that we can get sucked into in this industry. And I think we've really just got to stay focused.
You do need to stay focused. I love that, because there's so much going on. Shiny object syndrome is a real thing. So it moves me on nicely as well, because you are such an advocate of having multiple streams of income, and I am too. I just wanted to ask, what would your advice be to somebody that has no idea where to begin with diversifying their business and adding in a different stream,
Well, the obvious step, if we think of our career in the beauty industry like a ladder, very often the obvious step is to go into training. And it was seen for a little while like the Holy Grail, like, oh my God, once I become an educator, I have made it, which is true. But there's a lot of work that goes behind setting up an academy, just like setting up a business, whether it's mobile, in a space that's rented or in a salon alone. So I think I forgot the question. What was the question?
What would your advice be to someone that doesn't know how to diversify and add something extra in, a new stream of income?
Yeah, I think it's definitely knowing that your skills are transferable, which is why stepping into the role as an educator is one of the most common. Of course, there's different levels. If you wanted to start baby small, it could just be a conversation about retailing, and just looking at those little bottles in your salon like a little army, like a little team that don't take breaks and don't take holiday leave and pull sickies. Think of them like your little employees, because like an employee, you employ them to generate you an income. The retail is exactly the same. And so we can start with those type of little movements and those little steps into making extra money with our skills. And then obviously the extreme would be things like creating your own line of brands and products, going fully into the world of e-commerce. And like I say, and the big one really is to step into the role as an educator. And now we've got online, you know, and I think our industry resisted online for so long. And I get it. I get why. And I also understand and appreciate and respect that not every type of course can be a fully online course.
Yeah.
You know, with the ones that come with blades, like microblading, and, you know, certain tools that they need that face-to-face assessment and they need that face-to-face training environment. But the majority of the, you know, services and the courses in our industry, they can be absolutely online, or at the very least a hybrid model, a bit of both.
Yeah, I love that these days, that people are doing the theory online and then they're doing a practical day. That's just so good. And it allows people to move a lot more freely in the industry, doesn't it? They get so much more choice. I
think it's online is the gateway to freedom.
It is, yeah, exactly. When did you learn that?
What?
That online is the gateway to freedom. I like that.
Oh, I don't know. I just said it.
Yeah. For me, the reason I ask is because I remember when I learned that, I really truly learned that. I think it was around 2020, you know, and everything that was going on in the world. And I thought, okay, yeah, the online space is the way.
Right. Well, I've had my e-commerce, so I've been selling physical products like your CND and your tanning ranges and the exposed spray tan and Lush Envy Lift, etc. For 18 years. So I've already been online for 18 years. Yeah. But my training side of my company was face-to-face. I actually put my first online course online before COVID. And that was purely by demand because I had launched another brand. I actually forgot to mention this one, Lip Envy. So I've launched a brand called Lip Envy, which was a no needle lip filler. Have you seen that? I launched it back in 2019 at one of the London beauty shows, and we just blew up. And we had people from Australia, Canada, America, you know, all other countries saying, how do I get hold of this device? Can I do that in my country? So by sheer demand, we had to create an online course so we can serve and sell to that market. That was actually my very first course that I put online. It was before COVID, and that one had generated £40,000 profit in 1 month.
Wow. Yeah.
And so maybe that was the gateway. I don't know. I've had a few gateways.
Yeah, that's it. I think the thing is, I was online with different businesses previously as well, but I think the pandemic actually really set it in stone for me, that I thought, right, I can see that there's a lot more freedom when we go this way. So,
but I actually think it's set in stone for a lot of people in our industry, and that is because we rely on touching people to make money. You know, we have to wax them, we have to massage them, we have to paint their nails. You know, we have to physically touch for the transaction. Whereas online, if we were to sell on knowledge, you know, little videos and how to apply creams in the right way to, you know, reduce wrinkles, or how to safely remove nail extensions from home. That is still a skill that your clients don't have. They don't have that knowledge. You're their expert, and you don't have to touch them. You just have to tell them. And that can be done online. And a lot of people noticed that when the pandemic hit in the UK, they fell through the gaps. There was very little support.
Oh God, yeah. The support was not okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's amazing advice. Thank you. For everybody listening, they need to be making notes. Rewind and make your notes if you didn't come onto this with a pen and a pad. So obviously your training academy that you started, you won awards, and you know, you still have that today. So you know, tell me a little bit more about the top tips from you for anyone that wants to go into education and make that leap.
Honestly, just do it and embrace the challenges, if you want to call them challenges, lessons, failures, whatever word works for you. Just get on and do it, because the industry is shifting that way anyway. And if you don't want to be left behind, and I kind of say this, and I have said this before, it's a tough love approach, which is you will be left behind. You know, you will, if you don't forward think and forward plan. And I definitely think that anyone who's been in the salon and on the shop floor or the salon floor for a little while and is ready to, you know, just use their skills to have multiple streams of income, then don't procrastinate. Just get on and learn. I wasn't born knowing this stuff. No one's born knowing it. We've got to learn it. Just like when we went and learned, when we did a massage course or, a beauty therapy course, we've got to learn it. It's just another skill set to add.
Yeah, I love that. You just got to do it. And so many people are scared. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. Don't get left behind. This is the thing. So use your salon business like a springboard to the next level. To, we know, I mean, I had my salon for almost 10 years. I had the same thing that we are still seeing today. No shows. Customers taking the piss. Can I swear, Zara? Is that okay?
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah.
I don't swear too much, but they still take the royal, mick, even when we've got the apps there and all the software there to, close the gap and prevent customers from, taking the mick. So all of those things, if you're still okay with that, then fine. But if you're looking at ways to make more money in less time, because that is what education does, by the way, because you switch up from the one-to-one method to the one-to-many method.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where you do really get smarter with your time. Yeah.
I think that's incredible advice. It's exactly my language that I talk as well. It's my motto is earn more, work less, and create an unstoppable mindset. But that's the motto. It's all about earning more and working less. Thank you so much for sharing all of that with me. What does the business look like at the moment? Because I know that you're spinning many plates, right? And tell me about what's going on right now and then what you see going on in the future.
Of course. So we have obviously 3 divisions at Beauty Boss HQ. Beauty Boss HQ actually stands for Beauty Boss Headquarters as well.
Nice.
It's all about female empowerment, female, of service to the women in the beauty industry. And I love nothing more than helping other women make money, because that money is the freedom, and some people feel like a bit icky with the word money and, greedy. They come across greedy if they're looking to be asked for more money. And it's like, no, it's not actually about the money though, is it? It's about what you can do with that money. Buy the holiday, put the child into private education, help the elderly, give it to charity, buy the second holiday home, whatever, is your bag. Get a Chanel bag. There you go. There's another one. Whatever your thing is, you need the money. And so it's okay to ask for it. That's what makes the world go round, So anyway, so Beauty Boss HQ, we have Beauty Boss Headquarters, which is where all the products are distributed through. We have the Beauty Boss Academy. That's my own academy for nail, tanning and lash and beauty courses. And then we have the Beauty Business Academy, which is where we have our membership, the Members Club, which is where we have my mentoring signature programs, such as Together We Teach and the online course Creator Academy. That one's a bit of a mouthful. Basically, mentoring ladies in the industry that want to get online, create courses, become an educator, because that's the way that they feel that their career is ready to go into. What else have we got on there? We've got all sorts of stuff on the Beauty Business Academy. And we are just about to launch a podcast show. So I have to have you on mine.
I'd love to come on to that, honestly. I'm so excited. So when are you going to be launching that?
Well, I'm hoping October. I've got a few things that I'm clashing with in my diary to do with birth kids. They always get in the way of things. It's my daughter's 16th birthday. Her name's Coco. And I'm taking her to New York for the weekend.
Oh my gosh, for her 16th. What a lucky girl.
And I've got a photo shoot all booked for her and Amira, that's her sister. And yeah, so that's taken a little bit of planning. Also, I've got my program Together We Teach, which is my teacher training qualification. That has started. It starts on the 1st of October. So October's busy. But I think I can do it. I'm going to manifest that I can make it happen and launch the podcast show in October.
Amazing. I can't wait to listen. I have one more question for you. Surprise question for you. How on earth does one woman manage this whole show? Please tell me what your tips are on management for yourself. I know we can't manage time, but we call it time management, don't we?
Yeah.
What's going on there? Employ
good people, look after them well, and they will look after your business. Like I said earlier, employ people that have skills that you don't have, that you don't necessarily need to have, because that's what you're paying them for. Good old systems and processes. I mean, we call it a software stack, because we have literally oh my God, the bills that come out of our company account for software is like that.
Yeah.
But very necessary in today's market, right?
That's it.
So good systems and processes so that if someone was to walk into the business tomorrow, they could pick up our books, they could pick up our encyclopedias or our playbooks, whatever you want to call them, employee handbooks, and just do it and have it run like clockwork. And I think I did mention that I used to live in Marbella, you know.
Yeah, you did.
I moved back just after lockdown 3 because of my mother-in-law. She got a bit poorly and we were needed. But you know, I ran the company from another country for 3.5 years. So you do have to get everything in order. And then you truly do have that financial freedom. You know, you really do have that freedom. Yeah.
Love that. Oh, thank you so much for all of the golden nuggets and everything in here.
You're welcome.
Love it so much. So where can everybody find you? Give us all the places.
Yes. So we've got the Beauty Business Academy on Instagram, and like all of these platforms, we've got the same on Facebook. I personally have my own personal account. If you'd like to reach out to me directly, that would be lovely. My name is I am Layla Tourh on Instagram, because I just need to mention probably at this point, I don't manage any of the DMs and any of the stuff that happens over on the business accounts. That's what the team's there for, you know, and they do such an amazing job. But yeah, the usual places, Instagram, Facebook pages. We've got a Facebook group, a free Facebook community where I go in and sometimes, you know, share value, and other times I could just be giving, you know, having a rant, who knows. Like you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. I'm going to pop it all in the description for everybody anyway. But I just want to thank you again for joining me, because I really appreciate your time. And
Thank you for having me on here.
Absolutely. Anytime. Honestly, you can come back whenever you like. I really, really appreciate talking to you, and hope all the listeners have loved it today. But that's it, guys. I will see you all on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights that will help you in your beauty business and life. If you did, please take a screenshot and tag me in your stories. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials. The links are always in the descriptions. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you more and more great content. Until next time, keep building that business.